Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is beginning of the month of June tarot oracle reading. And Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Libra, we all have a little bit of Libra in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Libra in? That will give you further clarity as to where this information is going to show up for you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you are watching it now, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on, in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. Just wanted to, gotta move this over. I'm working with new spread. There, okay, just making sure. Sorry about that. I thought I had it right before, but I didn't. Okay, we do have to begin the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. Woohoo! So the Nine of Pentacles is talking about, there's 10 pentacles in the tarot. The Nine of Pentacles would, 10 would be billionaires, trillionaires, and this would be multimillionaire energy. So there's a lot of pentacles here. This is talking, the pentacles in tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. Now, a big part of this, of course, is money. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living your best lifestyle. If you don't have health and you don't have love in your life, that's probably not your best lifestyle. So, but this is saying that definitely there's a lot of lifestyle here, or the potential for it. We have pre-Empress energy. The Empress is in the major arcana, and she embodies the qualities of all four queens from the minor arcana. So when this card shows up, it's saying that this person has developed a lot of life skills due to different shift that they've been through throughout their life, and they've managed to stay on their path regardless of the the difficulties. They get back up and they go again. And so this energy is talking about the 3, 6, 9. And if you ever have heard of Nikola Tesla, he would talk about, if you knew the beauty of the 3, 6, 9, it would you would have the key to the universe. And I feel that represents this energy in a way. He's talking about a ratio. And the falcon represents having the foresight to understand that you have to put yourself first when it comes to finances. You have to make sure that, she has her hand on 2/3 of her wealth, making sure that she always has enough to pay her bills in her business and also at home. And, maybe a slush fund for in case there's difficulties. And then these 3 could represent, charity, maybe an investment that's a little bit more risky, that would pay off really well. But if it doesn't, it's not going to affect her ability to pay her bills. And then this could maybe be saving up for something, a special event or a vacation, etc. So this is talking about having understanding the give and take of investing in yourself and others. How, who and what are you going to invest in, and how much are you going to invest in that of your time, your money, and your energy? And what is your anticipated return? And is the exchange a fair exchange? All of those factors. The best investment is always in yourself. Sorry, my cat is here. She has happy feet, so she'll circle for a bit here and then she'll settle down. She loves to lay on my lap and she purrs away, raising the vibration. A cat's purr can actually lower your blood pressure. So these days I figure it can't hurt. This is the official marriage card, really, of tarot. It doesn't have to be, but this quite often represents that there's romantic love and a deep commitment, and someone may be wanting to move into actually marriage, a proposal. And so this is saying the beginning of fulfillment, and this is representing basically the energy that you have the down payment for your castle, but you still have to make the mortgage payments. You know, the question was pop, the answer was yes, and you're planning the wedding, but then you have to make sure you apply yourself to the relationship so that it remains fulfilling. So congratulations if someone has proposed and you have said yes. And the Libra energy is talking about when people become mature enough to be able to make a commitment like marriage. That's what this sign basically represents. And also the justice, you know, the scales of justice are here. And that is representing, you know, having justice in your life. And so that doesn't necessarily mean legal justice, although it can. It means like having balance in your life. Between your home life, your business life, you know, just having balance in general. And this card, the Four of Pentacles, is a far away from this. This is where you feel you're at now. This is self-image, and this is saying that you feel that you do have a strong foundation. You are able to pay your bills, but you don't have the extra coin for your heart's desires and your crowning glory. And this says that you recognize that you may have to leave your comfort zone to have that. Turn your back to the city and where you're from, or this can sometimes represent getting out of your comfort zone and you know, taking on risk so that you can move up forward and grab opportunities that are coming towards you. Now, I'm just looking at this. I'm just like, there's some different energy in this reading here. This is talking about playing small or being made to feel small. It can also represent an energy of, you know, of playing playing small. So when an opportunity is coming up, not taking them in the past. And this is how you feel right now. Now, this is saying that you have mastered your skill set and people are starting to approach you and say, hey, you know, and this is usually about career, that maybe you have your degree, you've been going to school and you have your degree, or you, you know, have, maybe you are a really good athlete and there's scouts coming and they want to give you a scholarship to come to their college or their university, or maybe you already have had that happen and now it's actually them wanting you to come play for a pro team. This energy can also be taught, you know, it could be like being chosen to go to the Olympics. This energy is also maybe getting your degree and you were valedictorian of your class. And so there's a lot of people noticing that you really stand out. And hey, don't chew on my mic, silly. And don't chew on my mic. I know. Sorry, my cat, like she's in the zone and she's like wanting to grab my mic. You may have heard her purring there, but she's a little bit weird this morning. Why are you acting so weird? She's just very loving. It's a good girl. Yeah. Sorry, she just needs a little bit of attention here. I've been really busy this morning. So this is talking about you know, stepping up for sure. This is a really good thing. People want to bring opportunity to you. This, though, the Three of Pentacles is saying you have to be careful because you want to make sure that anyone that you are, you know, that you are aligning with, any contracts that you're signing, any agreements are in alignment with how you want to live your life. And this card can sometimes represent some energy of secret society energy. And the reason why I'm a little bit, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, be very careful if you're signing any contracts or agreements, if you've been promised like huge amounts of money, like way beyond what you should be getting, making sure that the contract is real, that the situation is real, because there's a lot of regret here after signing something or aligning with some sort of energy here. And so this is talking about, you know, the Ten of Pentacles is the promise of like the most money you can get. This is billionaire energy. This is multimillionaire. I feel this is what you could accomplish. This is what they're offering you, especially if you're fresh out of college, whatever. If you're a pro athlete, there's definitely a lot of money involved, and there's a lot of promise there. This is talking, though, more than just about money. This is talking about lifestyle. So having the person in your life that you love, that you can share it with, having the beautiful children, having pets, and having time to be able to enjoy it. That's the promise. And I feel that you have to be very careful here because, I don't know, I'm picking up some energy because there's some major regret here about marrying someone or... yeah, basically that's how this is coming out. I'm trying to get a grip on it here. This is how you identify with yourself right now. You're tired of being just playing small and not taking the risks needed. You've been offered an opportunity here, and it's a windfall, way more than you were expecting. It's like too good to be true almost, and possibly maybe is, because this is talking about your abundance, and this is talking about your communication in early life. So I don't know, this could represent that your family belongs to a group or, whatever, and that because you're in that group and because you have been recognized as having a lot of skill, that they're approaching you, and it's like to keep you in the circle is what I'm picking up. The problem here is that there's a lot of regret and remorse here after doing so, after aligning yourself in this way. And I don't know if this is representing someone that that has approached you to marry you or approached you in business. It could be that. The cups represent love. This can be romantic love. This can be love of anyone, though. It could be love of, your family. It could be love of, friends, etc. And it can also be love of something you want to be or do. But quite often this does represent romantic love, and it's a lot of regret. And there's 2 cups here, and then there's 1 spilt, and or 3 cups that are spilt, but 2 have wine in them, and 1 has some other liquid in it. And this quite often can represent a third-party energy, an involvement of from outside of the relationship, having a major effect on the relationship. And this is like total regret and remorse, and a lot of people stay here for a long time. Quite often this can represent a third-party energy, but sometimes this can represent the effect that it maybe has had on your marriage because of your work. Like, let's say that you're valedictorian of your class and you are into law, and you have a very prestigious law firm approach you, but you are finally done your schooling, and maybe you're married and have like 2 babies, under the age of 3 sort of thing, and they want you to work like 60 to 80 hours a week, which sounds crazy, but it's not when it comes to that industry, when you're accepting a partnership, because you have to build up to that. And that type of energy, like, it could be, okay, you sign this contract that you will work at least 60 hours a week. That leaves you 0 time to get to know your babies, and they're only babies for a short time. And it could be that regret, that remorse of making that decision. And once you sign that contract, you can't really get out of it. So, and this is talking like about a windfall. And sometimes this can be something that comes in because of, out of the blue. Like, it's way more than would be reasonable. It's more like winning the lottery, or having, an inheritance come through that you weren't expecting, that is worth a lot of money, that type of energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in this case, there's a lot of regret after accepting this. And going from this to this, after just signing an agreement, is like a little iffy. So this energy here is talking about having a lot of regret. and losing a lot out of it. And this is basically saying, don't cry over spilt milk, because no matter, like you can't, this is a loss that you can't get back. And this is talking about, there's still 2 cups standing behind you. And, you know, that you have to sort of turn your back on this and pick these 2 up, go down the path, cross over the bridge over troubled water to your castle. And now that even your castle is half dilapidated and half full, this could represent losing the person that you love. And, you know, you had this, I feel this is saying this is the opportunity that you had, which is a beautiful lifestyle, not gobs and gobs of money necessarily, but a beautiful lifestyle with someone that you really love. And this is representing losing that. And all you can do then is, and even the castle in the background is half dilapidated and half standing, and this can represent dividing assets basically. So this could have led to signing that contract and being held to that agreement could have ruined your relationship. And so now you have the money, but you don't have the relationship anymore, the person to share it with. You do have 2 cups standing. So this is saying you have an opportunity to do it again with someone else, but not with this, not in this energy that you were with that person. And the Hierophant is coming in. And the Hierophant is responsible for bringing justice from the spiritual realm down to the physical. And, you know, the Hierophant is representing, you know, if you're a religious person, this would represent the people at the top of your church or your religion. So it would be, or, you know, this could be bishops, cardinals, popes, rabbis, gurus, whatever religion you're in, whatever those religious leaders are, bringing that into from the spiritual realm. Or if you're more of a spiritual person, that could represent going directly to source through meditation and prayer and bringing that in. And then this is representing, the Hierophant is responsible for making sure that this happens on the physical realm in the 3rd dimensional world. And he does have his hand in a blessing. So if you've been on the right side of the law, then it will be a blessing. If you've been on the wrong side of the law, spiritual or in the 3D world, it's going to affect your creativity, your romance, and your children. That's the problem with this. Like, you know, think about like the entertainment industry. This is someone who's really standing out. Like they're amazing actor or actress. And so they end up being approached, or, you know, an amazing musician. And everybody wants them, and you sign the contract, and then the next thing that you know is a lot of people are making money off your back, but you're not anymore. You're not making as much money as them, and you might have started off in your rock and roll, and there was some fine print in the contract saying, now you're a country music person. So it robs you of your creativity. And so this is an exchange that can cause a lot of regret and remorse. And especially if you lost the love of your life, this is talking lifestyle. This is talking more money. This is ultimate lifestyle in a perfectly imperfect world. But with the surrounding cards here, there's a lot of remorse here. Why would you be in remorse if you have everything that you want here? You know, it doesn't make sense. So then this is talking about some information coming in about Pentacles. And this is the page. And so the pages are representing, you know, someone who is working for the king and queen at a very young age. It would be from 7 to 14. And this would be a real coup for them. This would be like being approached in this way, actually. And, you know, they would come from the surrounding families. And you have to remember back in those days, there was, you know, the life expectancy was half of what it is now. So 7 to 14 sounds very young, but a lot of people were married by the time they were 14 back then. And so this is, and out on their own. So this is talking about information coming in, and it has a significance I have been finding in the readings. It can represent maybe someone that you knew back in elementary or high school or when you were beginning college energy, and it makes sense with this. So alliances with people. And this information could be talking about some information that happened when you were that age, or it could represent someone coming back into your life from that time that you maybe haven't seen for a really long time. It can also represent someone that you've known like 7 years ago, 14 years ago, 21 years ago, just depending. And so this is talking about pentacle energy coming in. Quite often the pentacles, when it comes in like this is generational wealth. This is a legacy that you can hand down to your children and your children's children. So it could be representing that type of energy going back all the way to when you were a child. So the pages, when they bring in information or communication, in the old days, this would always be a male, but this could be a female now. Any of the characters in the tarot are archetypes, so they're not gender specific. So this could represent a female or a male in their masculine energy. And it's like that with all of the cards. This could represent a female or a male in their feminine energy. And the way that the information comes in, you don't have to expect someone to knock on your door in person. This could be coming in by a phone call, a text message. You might get an email. There could be documents sent in the mail. You could have, maybe be on social media and get a message from someone to contact them. You could be and go to an event that's posted there and run into someone in person that would have the information or communication that you're looking for. So this is in your position of your daily routine and your health and your schedule, basically. All right. And I guess if you're getting married, that's definitely going to change your schedule. All right. We're going to check now for the underlying energy. Interesting here. So this is for the external forces. You'll know it's an internal force if you're asking the question, what if I do this and they do that? What if I quit? And what will they do then? And what if they leave me because we haven't seen each other for like 6 months, but we still live in the same house? And I can't remember. My children don't know I'm their parent. Like they only see me like 10 minutes a day kind of energy. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to quality of life. And so that's the what ifs. And you do have control over the what ifs. That's how do you react or respond to the energy around you. This is talking about external forces, and that's when the question turns to what the EF. So something has been launched, something is coming towards you. The wands in tarot represent the element of fire, and this is talking about passionate action coming towards you. Now this could be from others, or this could be you launching a project or deciding to take an action of some sort. And this is in the external forces. So some sort of passionate action is coming towards you. So let's see what's going on here. We have, look at that, an Ace of Wands. All right, so this is getting better now. This is more, because I feel this is something that you've been through here. It's been dealt with. And now there's some information. Maybe you've been in some negotiations or whatever to get out of this contract, and it's costing you money, and you have to figure out how much it's going to be. And this is talking about, and the aces are talking about new energy coming in. And, we do have a full moon, it's actually tomorrow. And this full moon is it tomorrow or is it tonight? Just let me take a look here at the calendar. We have, yeah, it's tomorrow night. I had to think about it. I couldn't remember. I know it's the 31st, but I couldn't remember if it was the 29th or the 30th today. So the Ace of Wands is a new energy coming in. And this is talking about a new passion for discovery. So this sometimes can represent an investigation being done, and it's already been launched and action is being taken. And this is talking about a gift from the divine to improve your life. So this is good news, and this is in the area of your communication or sorry, your commitments, your partnerships, and spousal energy. So this could be some new passion coming into your life. When it comes to that, it could be a new partner in business. It could be some legalities, because this card sometimes represents then you winning a legal battle. That this card sometimes can represent that. So I feel like it's going back around again. Let's just see. Like with the tarot cards, the past, the present, and the future can merge into each other. Okay, so this is the energy of that transition. I feel this is saying, you see these 8 wands are going to change this energy that you're in. This mental anguish, this mental prison that you're feeling right now. This is talking about, there's 8 wands or 8 swords here. The swords in tarot represent your, the element of air. And this is talking about your decision making. And this is talking about thoughts that you have put behind you. And now you're finally on this thought. So this person feels duty bound in some way, that they're having a hard time making a decision what to do, to take an action that they know that they feel duty bound to take, but they don't want to, and they don't want to see the whole picture. And there's a lot of emotion attached to it. So this can represent, the water in tarot represents emotion, and this can, you notice she has her right foot on dry land here, and this is about stepping forward. And this is the one sword that's left, and I feel this is where she's going to cut these binds off, take the blindfold off, and put into action. And it's interesting because there's 8 passionate actions and then a passion for taking the action. So, and it could be regarding a partner. Your partner you could have a business partner that's also your spouse. And it could be that there was some sort of something going on here, and you have to do something about it now. And it's been a hard decision to make. This quite often can represent that you don't, people that you love, and feeling like you're duty bound to do something that is going to cause pain to them. Now this is talking about leaving the castle behind. See, this castle's behind her. And also all the thoughts that she has put behind her, but this can also be the thoughts of others directed towards her behind her back. So we're not quite sure yet. This is external forces coming through, but this is from the divine. And so this is, I feel this is finally going to be some relief from this situation, whatever this is. Okay, and then we have, and this is in your position of transition. And I feel it's transition from this energy. Now we have, and with this, I just want to point out with this full moon, it's in the sign of Sagittarius, and this is very much Sagittarius energy. This is talking about, the centaur who shoots his arrows into the stars and hits the target. Tung, 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 tung. So it's like right on target. So that this is passionate action. And I feel that because right in this position here, now this could talk about you taking action, or you're regarding something that happened with your spouse, or your spouse taking action, and it's actually to get you out of this situation, out of this mindset. And we have a breath of fresh air. Woohoo! So this could represent someone new coming into your life. This marriage may have folded, and you'd given up on this promise, and now it's talking down the line somewhere after you let go of this, whatever has happened here, that now this is a breath of fresh air. The Page of Swords energy is talking about, again, the same energy as the Page of Pentacles as far as information, etc. But his element, of course, is the sword, and this is thoughts. Now, he is the only one who's not focused on his element of all the pages. He is looking at the, away from the logical question, because he already knows the question and he understands it. He's looking for a creative solution by thinking outside the box instead of, and by using his intuition. And so the full moon coming up, I keep about to talk about it, and then is in Sagittarius energy. So I feel it's representing this energy that's tomorrow night, basically. And The Sagittarius full moon is actually a blue moon. So it's once in a blue moon. It's quite rare. It only happens every 2.5 to 3 years. It's when there's 2 full moons in 1 month. And so in the month of May, we had a full moon on the 1st of May, and now we have one on the 31st of May. So this is a lot of moon energy. And when there's a lot of moon energy, it's a lot of emotion. And it's also hidden illusions and secrets coming out. So this whole, like to have like 2 full moons and a new moon all in the same month is like a lot of emotion, and your intuition is very highly peaked. And so the Page of Swords represents an energy of using your intuition and your logic. And this can sometimes represent an energy of an investigation going on. It can represent private detectives being hired, or just regular detectives on a case. This can be about hidden cameras, hidden audio, a kind of a gang stalking energy, a bunch of informants, a bunch of the energy of, an investigation that's involving a lot of people that are under, what do you call it? Like detectives that are not they're in plain clothes, basically. And I feel like that's there's some sort of energy like that coming in here. But it's a breath of fresh air for you. This is a gift from the divine. The truth is coming out, this investigation, this desire for this energy. Let's keep going here and see. Yeah, Tower hits. So the Tower is talking about a major reality check, because your intuition's been trying to tell you something. And at first it's a whisper, and then it's like the frying pan, whack, like pay attention, but you don't. So then it's a 2x4, and then it has to, the lightning hits your tower. And when it hits the tower, now this, your whole castle's on fire, people are falling out of it. This is going to be something that needs to be rebuilt. That possibly, if you could have nipped it in the bud, wouldn't have been such a dramatic, happening. And so the Tower usually represents an energy of, like, it's not comfortable for anyone, but it is a reality check and it's needed. One of the people falling out of here is in shock, and the other one is like, oh, I knew I needed to take care of that sooner. And I knew I shouldn't have done that type of energy. And I feel there's a lot of energy around that right now. So there's a couple out there. I don't know what's happened here exactly, but if you're on the right side of the law, it's a blessing. If you're on the wrong side of the law, it's you've been caught, basically, or you're about to be caught. And it's probably, and look at here, God is saying again, this card coming out, this is in your career and reputation. So if your career, like if your reputation has been ruined and it's been disastrous for your career, this energy is starting to shift. The truth is coming out about what really happened. And this could represent an energy where you refuse to take an offer from a group. And, and the problem with secret society energy, cults, all of those kinds of, like there's a bazillion of them out there. The problem is that they have their own rituals, they have their own way of doing things, and the group energy is way more important than any individual. And they have certain expectations. And if you sign a contract, you didn't read it over well enough, they don't care about that. It's like, no, you signed this, you're going to do this. It's that type of energy. Now this is talking about the sun coming in, the happiest card in the deck. This is God's energy saying this reality check for you is going to bring light back into your life. You are a child of God. You do have choice. And this is you when you were young, carefree, no reins, carrying this banner representing your divine path, sunflowers in the background, turning to the sun, everything's happy. This is the energy you were meant to be in. This is what you were destined for. And so this reality check is coming to free you of whatever this energy is. Okay, and then what happens next? We have, look at this. So the Queen of Pentacles energy is talking about, you know, the Queen is considered to be, she is very resourceful, and she can make something out of nothing, and she's admired for doing so. But I always have been wondering, ever since I started reading these cards, is like, if this is generational wealth, is what this is representing. This is old money. This is a legacy that's handed down from one, you know, from you to your children and your children's children. Something must have happened to this legacy, that she has to be so resourceful. Like, why is someone that should have inherited this money so resourceful? And she's not about, she's about quality over quantity. This isn't someone who just blew through money or that type of energy. This is someone who, you know, she prefers quality over quantity, and it's not about designer this or that. She's not trying to impress anyone with money, but she's definitely having to be resourceful when she should be enjoying this for sure, and even had the promise of this. So that would explain, you know, if this energy is involved, there could be a lot of people involved in this. There could be a lot of energy behind this. This could be something that has been investigated for a long time, and maybe the investigation is coming to a close. There's a lot of cards here regarding, you know, legalities, like, you know, just the energy here of being in this energy when you come from generational wealth. What happened to it? When this information comes in, the scenario changes. Someone regretting making an agreement here and for a lot of money, and then the Hierophant coming in and bringing justice in, not just from the spiritual realm, but down to the physical. And this can represent the energy of not just a mental prison, but actual jail, prison. And this can represent the energy of an investigation coming to an end, and now the reality hits, and the sun is shining on you. This is your blessings are coming in, and you no longer will be in this energy like this. You'll have what you were, this is what you were promised. And to go from having a beautiful lifestyle like this with someone you love, and this conception can sometimes even represent having babies, and this is talking about that possibility and giving all that up just to have this over that. Interesting energy. So yeah, this has been a very different reading, Libra. I do hope, but I just want to point something out here. That full moon energy that we're moving into, use that as a springboard, because at the same time, on June 9th, the Venus, which is all about love, and Jupiter does rule Sagittarius energy, but Jupiter is the most generous of all of the planets. It's about talking about bringing money and wealth in. And on June 9th, Venus and Jupiter are in the sign of Cancer, which is all about this energy here of coming back home into yourself. That's represented right here. That energy is talking about a promise of like the luckiest day of the year. And this is what a lot of astrologers are saying. This is the luckiest day of 2026, and some are going so far as to say of the decade, for love and money. So there's opportunity here to turn this around. When this card comes up, it's saying that the situation is going to come to an end. That, you know, whatever has happened is shifting now. And this is the happiest card in the deck, and this is God's energy shining light on everything so that the real truth comes out. So we'll see what's going on. Just keep your head up, and if you're leaving the reading here, you know, thank you for your likes and comments, your time and your energy. I'm going to clarify this now with my oracle. And this painting is from that oracle. This is one of 12 of the horoscope signs. And, you know, this is talking about Libra energy, being ready for the rat race of being a mature adult and taking the responsibility of marriage. And not, you know, it's kind of, you have to, a lot of people get married way, way before they are mature enough to deal with they don't realize what a commitment marriage really is, especially if you're starting a family. It's a huge undertaking. And so this is talking about some transition coming in. These cards have that with the numbers on them represent the paintings. I started in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all 64. And this is talking about the numbers represent the paintings as they're listed in the gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. So let's see if we can get some clarification here. We have a major transition coming in regarding this, and I feel like that's talking about what happened here, but I also feel like it's talking about what's going to happen when God brings this passion for new discovery. I feel this passion for new discovery is for law enforcement to look into this situation properly. And then this is talking about strength and integrity and the courage. In this marriage, I don't know exactly what has happened, but this is when you are having to face the fears that of what happened here, like all of the elements of it, and being in your integrity. So if you've been in your integrity, this is going to be a blessing. If you haven't been in your integrity, it's going to be you're caught, basically, kind of energy. This is the shooting star energy. And I also want to point out that in right now, in the way that world is right now, we have the planet Uranus is in the sign of Gemini, and it moved in there about a month ago. And basically, you can go back and look at some of my readings for the end of May, the beginning of June. Well, that's this one, the beginning of June. I mean, the end of April, the beginning of May. That's when this energy started shifting in this way with Uranus. And Uranus is talking about, in Gemini, it's wanting the truth to come out. Bottom line, that's what it is. And the energy of Sagittarius is in the full moon. Sagittarius, it likes to use their intuition. And on the other side of Sagittarius, on the wheel, is the sign of Gemini. And Gemini and Sagittarius, anytime the sign that's opposite you on the horoscope wheel feels the energy at the same time that you do. So Gemini energy is really feeling the sign, and Gemini is all about logic. So again, it's saying you want to make sure that you use your logic and your intuition to get through this situation. But it's also talking about that energy of Gemini, the truth coming out. And we're seeing this every day in the news. It's amazing. Like, it just was almost like someone turned a switch overnight. As soon as Uranus moved into Gemini, I started noticing, like, okay, now the people from the files, they're starting to get arrested, and there's people from at the top, and there's every day you can find something else that comes in, and it's all over the world, like one country one day, another country another. And I feel like this is like, Uranus, the last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949, which is during World War II energy. And, look at everything that's happening on the planet right now. A lot of truths coming out, a lot of change. This is, can be really challenging. But if you're on the right side of the law, the truth, and we're talking spiritual as well as, like laws of your country and that sort of energy, you're the truth is coming out, and the truth will set you free. So if you've been waiting and waiting for some sort of justice to come in, which is what Libra's about, then hey, your weight is like, it's coming up, right? And Uranus is going to be in the sign of Gemini until 2033. So I feel like this is a major shift. It's shaking things up in a big way. So just be aware of that energy, that like, if you're in despair that justice is never going to come through, take a deep breath and just keep going. Do your best to stay on your path, and don't give up hope. Because the truth is starting to show up, and people are very cynical these days. Oh, they'll never be caught, or they'll never have anything happen to them because they're the elite or whatever. That's not true. There's good people at the top, and that want justice just as much as you do. So this is talking about the shooting star energy. the base chakra survival, like being in survival mode. And this is talking about, you know, when you wish upon a shooting star, you can wish upon it, but that means you don't have it. So you have to put some energy into it. Some people wish upon a star and then they sit there, and 2 years later, they're still sitting there and they're like, nothing happened. Told you nothing was going to happen. Well, you have to put your energy into it. If you want to have a better future, you have to participate in it. And then this star energy is talking about, yes, when you're standing out as a star, but you're innocent. You just want to get on with your life and be in this energy, and you're excited because some people are noticing that you are really good at what you're doing. And then there's some hidden factors there that you weren't aware of. And then we have the sacral chakra energy. This is about manifesting. And like, this is like super manifestation. This is that energy of maybe being promised all of this. Now, maybe you turned it down and they didn't like the fact that you turned it down, or maybe you didn't turn it down. That would be, you'd know. This Aries energy coming in, I feel this is representing there was 6 planets that in the last few months in particular moved into the sign of Aries. And one of them is Neptune. And Neptune is all about idealism and how we approach life. And it was in Neptune for 14 years. Or in Pisces, I mean, for 14 years, and now it's in Aries, and it just moved a short while ago. And so this energy of Neptune being in Aries, it's like everything that you learned to do and how to approach life, how to approach relationships for the last 14 years has gone from like Pisces being the senior executive, the very last sign in the zodiac, to the very first sign in the zodiac. Pisces is emotional and dreamier and more forgiving. Aries is a brand new newborn baby, just came out and is crying very loudly because its needs are not being met. And so, and this is a fire sign, and it's the first sign in the zodiac. You couldn't have much more different energy than that. And it's saying that that's why you may be like, I don't understand what's happening, the way I've always done it this way. And it's always worked for me. Like, what's going on? What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. You have to tweak it now, because now you worry, and we're going to be, Neptune is going to be in the sign of Aries for the next 14 years. So it's not something, you know, you're going to have to quit fighting the change and adapt to it. And a lot of this has to do with the AI energy coming in and all the concerns around that. There's a lot changing. Now, when a horoscope sign comes into my general collective readings like this, I'm not talking about a specific sign or a specific person. I'm talking about the energy of each of the signs. So every sign has its strengths and its weaknesses. And then, so this is talking about, you know, what can we learn from it? Now, in your own personal life, in this situation, you could say, oh no, it's an Aries. Use your intuition. That could be very true. I just want you to understand that's not my goal, is to point different people out or different signs out, and in specific situations. And so the devil energy, this is temptation coming in. And this is sitting on the Hierophant. So let's take a look at this, because if the Hierophant is being run by the devil, now we're like, that'll explain why there could be problems here. The Hierophant could have been tempted not to do their job, I'm not sure, or the Hierophant is taking care of this energy. So when the devil energy comes in, it's temptation. You're not going to get the truth from this energy. So it's very manipulative. So I always like to cover it with the next card. I want to see what comes in and who, like, what's it about, and does God cover it? And we have disruption. What is fun for some is not fun for everyone. This, I feel, could be, it could be either or. Either the Hierophant is coming in to make sure this disruption ends, or the Hierophant could be the one of several causing this disruption, not doing their job properly. Take it however you feel it is. If this can represent systems and, you know, corruption in systems, basically. So that's not the best card to see here. But what's fun for some is not fun for everyone, that's for sure. And then we have the sun energy coming in though. And this is on your daily routine and everything. So the sun is saying, so long as you're on the right side of the law, again, it's coming in and saying, as long as you're on the right side of the law, this action being launched is from God, and this is getting things straightened out. So if the Hierophant isn't doing the job, God will be sending someone else in to do it, basically. All right. What a wild read. Anger is a karmic space. So anger is the gift that keeps on giving. This is saying keep your temper in check. If you find out this information coming in, you could be really angry. And you want to hold that in, like not hold anger in, but you don't want to be tweeting all over the place and regretting it later, and holding back any impulsive energy. Conserve, reserve judgment until you know all the facts, because especially in this age of AI, it's really easy for the information to be manipulated. This is going to be a brand new world. This is neutrality coming out for you. Yeah. This is talking about the end of this cycle. When I feel this investigation is over. I feel this is like FBI, this is not just a local police situation. This is like bigger than that. This is global. And we're seeing a lot of that like already, like with the files that came out and just the energy in general. So there's a lot of shift happening in the world. And this is bigger than just you and me or our individual lives, but it does affect our individual lives as well. If that, it's so, whatever's happening at the top of the pyramid definitely affects everybody at the bottom, and what's happening at the bottom of the pyramid affects what the people at the top of the pyramid are doing. We have superstar energy. This is in transition. This is saying that there's going to be some harmony brought into your life, that and this is about you being able to speak your truth, and possibly that might even be in a court of law. And we have it's a definite energetic upgrade, a breath of fresh air. Oh, Stella. Sorry. She's pointing out, don't forget the tower. Thank you for reminding me, Stella. This is about, the stuck energy from this tower hit. This tower, like you may have been feeling like this is never going to shift, like never. And now it is, because this tower hits. And so this is an energetic upgrade for you. If you've been on the right side of the law, you are going to finally get that balance that Libra is asking for here. And use your intuition. It will bring joy into your life. You may be noticing that your intuition's really sharp right now. So yeah, you might be more emotional than usual, but you might also be more intuitive than usual. And that's talking about this Gemini energy coming in as well. I find it fascinating to watch. Like, you can just watch the news for like 5 minutes and it's like, oh, there's another truth coming out. And a truth a day will keep the devil at bay. So I feel like this is shifting. These situations can take a very long time. So just take a deep breath. Don't do anything impulsive. If you feel angry at when some of this information comes in, it could be righteous anger, but breathe deep and don't take any actions that you will regret later. Make sure you have all the information before taking any action yourself, or, just going and freaking out on someone. Because I feel like there could be some information coming in that you're going to be really disturbed by. That's this disruption here. All right, I do hope you've enjoyed this. Please do give it a like and comment if you've benefited from this. Also, consider subscribing. It's been quite a tale here. Bye for now.